Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you, once again, the weekly manga chapter review of Bleach. Okay, so, I find it very funny that last week's chapter and this week's chapter had a lot of father issues going on when it came to Bach and Ichigo. And at the end of this chapter, like the final page, now, I gotta say, the final page of this Bleach chapter got me fucking excited. I'm really hyped up. But, I gotta say, I find it very funny how we're having father issues going on with Bach. How he's just, pretty much saying to Ichigo, like, I'm your father, I created you, return all your power and everything that I created back to me, all this type of stuff. And all of a sudden you have it to where Ichigo's father arrives, and then also Ishida's father arrives. They're both there, and most likely they're probably going to help them out individually. And I find it just very funny how these past two chapters, even the chapter name is called Father. Like, this chapter is called Father, too. How we now have the fathers coming in to probably help out their son. So, it's pretty funny. I like that, and I like how these characters are finally coming in and they're actually going to do some stuff. Because I love Ishin, I love Rukin, I love both of them. I love their characters, and seeing them actually coming into the story, probably going to be helping out quite a bit. I'm excited to see what is going to happen. So, if I had to place any bets here, I'm just going to throw this out there. But I believe most likely these two there's two different things that most likely could happen. For one, they might split up. For instance, Rukin and Ishin might split up, and you have it to where, like, Ichigo's father comes to help him, and then you have it to where Ishida's father comes to help him. They split up and they help their individual sons. Or you have it to where, like, both of them go to, let's say, Ichigo or go to Ishida to help him out. One or the other is probably going to happen, because we are reaching the final steps towards the end of the series, as we can see, because we're now currently having the battle with Juha Bach. But talking about individually this overall chapter, Bach is pretty much just telling Ichigo the entire time, like, oh, you seem to be very angry right now. You dragged this woman, you dragged Orihime with you, and you're rushing in with anger. I feel bad for her and all that. I created you. And Ichigo's just getting really pissed off, because we know, he just recently found out about his mother, who really killed his mother, and what really happened. And so it's kind of logical he would be very fucking pissed. So he's going into Juha Bach, finally using all his pent-up aggression to take him down, and you see what he's doing in this chapter. So that's definitely going to be used against him, and I'm willing to bet that Ichigo's father is going to come in and most likely try to help him out in a way, probably calm him down or tell him the full story or something. I feel like something's going to happen there to where it kind of levels out Ichigo to where he can kind of come to terms with the death of his mother. Now, talking about the other events of this chapter, we come to find out that Renji and also Rukia, they're going to be popping up to help out Ichigo. They're going to help him right now. They both left the battlefield where the Miracle Boy is, and they're going up to where the palace is for Juha Bach. And this is very good, because I'd like to see these, two other characters come up and start helping out Ichigo. It would be really nice. It would remind me of the beginning of Bleach, when we had a bunch of these characters constantly fighting side by side, and I'd like to see them helping out Ichigo in the final battle. I just don't want just Ichigo fighting him. I'd like to see all of them coming together and trying to take him down, because, he's like the in-game boss. And then we also got where Hitsugaya and all that is having his little dialogue and stuff, which I had a good laugh. I had a very good laugh in this chapter, and regardless of what everybody thinks about the transformation, the Bankai transformation with him being an adult and all that, and the logic behind it, all this other stuff, I'm not going to even get into it. It was still very funny. I like the moment we got in this chapter, so I will, do a thumb up for that one. Now, one thing, though, is the Ishida stuff. I gotta talk about this. So, the entire Ishida fight has been pretty much off-screen, and I don't know how to feel about that, because I really am interested in this fight, because Ishida, as we know, we haven't seen him for a while. We haven't got to see, like, all his new abilities, probably. He probably has a lot more in store for us, and we haven't got to see it. And majority of this fight has been off-screen. It has. The entire fight he's having right now, he's just getting his ass kicked. He's getting worn out, and he can't do much against the opponent he's currently fighting, and I wish we got to see that, but also, on top of that, I guess there might be a reason there. Maybe we're going to get to see some form of reveal when Rukin probably pops up to help him out, but that's just my assumption at the moment. But I'm kind of upset we didn't get to see that, or what has been happening with that fight. But overall, though, the chapter of Bleach this week was very decent. I had fun. It was a very fun chapter, and it was definitely better than last week's chapter. Yeah, a hell of a lot better than last week's chapter. Pretty excited for that final page, though. How does everybody feel about that? I mean, we have 2 more characters popping up. You know, we're gonna finally get to see them, you know, doing something in the story present timeline and stuff. How do you feel about that? I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.